There's a major shift going on in the marketplace right now that not many people are talking about. And I think it helps explain a lot of the things that are going on right now in the crypto space. If you're not a subscriber, I would greatly appreciate you take a quick minute and hit the subscribe button. And before we go any further, if you hit the like button, I'd be super stoked as well. So let's get right into it. So right now we have this fear going on. We have this fear going on in the marketplace because of the missed expectations. And the struggle that I'm talking about is the struggle and the battle between, look, crypto started in the fringes. It started behind closed doors. It was radical. It was revolutionary. It was disrupting and all of these things. And it's now we have the old guard that were looking for 1000x win Lambo type mentality to this new guard of crypto investors that are long-term strategic thinkers. And a lot of things are playing out extraordinarily well for crypto. And we're within 10% of all-time highs of Bitcoin, yet we are at some of the highest fear levels we've seen in a very long time. If you look at this, the Bitcoin price, there's an extreme disconnection between the price and the level of fear. If you looked in the past, as this thing waned, it followed, the fear and greed followed the Bitcoin price. Now there's what I believe a big opportunity here, because everything points to, look, we've had in the last year, we've had great runs in certain coins. Not everything is 1,000, 5,000x. I get it. But XRP up 371%. Great job, XRP Army. You stayed in, hung in there, and it's paid off in the last year. Ondo, almost 500%. XCN, 2,000%. Virtual, 6,600%. XLM, 200%. These are incredible, mind-blowing, earth-shattering returns but somehow they lead to the fear in the market. And I think that fear has to do with expectations that everything should be shooting up right now. Now, remember, we have legislation on the way. Potentially legislation on the way. This isn't financial advice. I'm certainly not your financial advisor. Do your own research. Read my disclosures down below. And if you're investing in anything, do your own research, understand what you're getting into, and read their terms of service. Now, we have the shift that I'm talking about and the legislation that I'm talking about. It takes time. You saw on the February 4th, the press conference by the Senate Banking Committee. It has wide-stream governmental adoption right now. You have David Sachs. You have Scott Besson. These are all pro-crypto people inside our government who own a lot of crypto. And then you have the gentleman, I can't remember his name right now, who is the head of the Sovereign Wealth Fund. And he self-proclaimed in past interviews, he said he has hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin. And you have these people that are pushing the current narrative. But it's going to move slow. Bitcoin laws don't happen overnight. They take a bit of time. Not only do they take a bit of time, they take cooperation from the government, and that takes a long time. But you're going to see regulatory clarity. We've been asking for that for years. What are the laws? What are the rules? Don't tell us the rules and then tell us later that you were in trouble for breaking rules that you didn't tell us about, right? We have crypto. So we have crypto regulatory clarity. We have the building of not only a Bitcoin strategic reserve potentially, but a sovereign wealth fund that also might include Bitcoin and cryptos, relatively new assets to the marketplace. And so you have all of these things going, yet the mentality is still win Lambo. So I understand the win Lambo and I want 1,000Xs, but I also understand that the higher the risk, potentially higher the reward, but it's a higher risk. And those 1,000% can go to 0% the next day, as we've all seen. And that's not where the market is moving. The market's moving to more clarity. The market's moving away from scamish projects and more into the mainstream media. And that might upset some, but this is where that tug of war happens. This is why I believe that we have fear. This right over here, the difference between the extreme, where we are with the fear versus the Bitcoin price, to me, is an opportunity. I look at this and I say, look, are we in another consolidation phase? We might be going sideways for a while. But look what happens when we consolidate. We tend to move up. Now, past performance is certainly not indicative of future results. And I don't just say that as a disclaimer. I'm telling you that because what's hold true in the past might not hold true again. if you have mainstream crypto adoption by nation states, not just ETFs, not just retail investors, but I'm talking about countries, nations, very wealthy nations with lots and lots of disposable capital to put into something else other than the things that they currently put them in. And if that happens, if the United States says, look, we're going to a Bitcoin strategic reserve, we're buying after the laws pass and we start buying, I don't know, every other nation in the world is going to follow suit. We are powerful because of our dollars. We are powerful because of our military, but I would put our dollars over our military. And if our dollars being strengthened by a Bitcoin strategic reserve, if our dollars are dominant on the blockchain through stable coins and able to buy treasuries 24/7 and have a very liquid treasury market, yields are going to go down. Price of those treasuries potentially would go up. And, a lot of our debt problems could potentially be solved at a very low rate of return, a very low rate of interest for us to have to pay. So all these things lead me to be very, 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 very bullish. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but the time frame in which I'm bullish is not today or tomorrow. It's long term. So when I see these dips, I look at it as a potential opportunity. Do I buy on every dip? No. I'm almost out of money. I can't keep buying at the rate I've been because, like a lot of people, I've exhausted a lot of my resources. Yes, I have some money coming in that I can put back in, but I do believe long term this is a great store of value. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. So that's where I'm at. I want to know what you're doing. What are you seeing in this market? How are you anticipating the future to go? And what are you doing about it? Please, if you've made it this far and you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't hit the like button by now, and if you've made it this far, just do me that one single solitary favor. Hit that like button. That's all I got. Hope you got some value out of this. I'll see you next time.